Today, Real Madrid's season is officially over. Before analyzing the game and the mistakes that we have committed today, let's first react to CBS Sports analysis.
Yeah, sensational performance. The most important thing for Manchester City is that in another Champions League final. We've said before, they have to win the Champions League, but the way they beat and dismantled the European champions was absolutely outstanding. The biggest challenges to the Premier League was Arsenal. They come here and battered them. Real Madrid, the European champions, have come to Etihad as well. A few weeks later, they battered them. This is by far the best team in Europe right now, but they still got to get the job done. It's a one-off game. Inter Milan will still think they have a chance, but when you see Manchester City play like this, I said before the show, I think there's a 75% chance they'll win the treble. I think it's 90% now.
Jamie's absolutely right. Today, City battered Real Madrid. Simply looking at first half performance by City, you can see that how better they are than Real Madrid. Real Madrid was dull, lackluster. They didn't have any passion today. We did not see the typical Real Madrid DNA. Most of the players today did not wear Real Madrid jersey today because our players have failed to show character on the pitch. Now we have suffered one of this defeat in our history.
Thierry, I mean, Real Madrid, we talked about who they are in Europe, the legacy, the pedigree that they have. What does this say about this Manchester City side that they could put this kind of performance on
Thanks to this man on the screen right now. I want to talk about what he's done again tactically, because we're talking about the crowd, we're talking about percentages, but the way he put his team, they never coped inside with the overload with John Stones. They never coped with Carragher as, a beast that he is. When they went on the counter, he was there to cover. Bernardo Silva, I mean, wow, what a player. That's why I called him the most versatile player in that team. Pep Guardiola, tactically, that's why he said his legacy is already what?
Exceptional.
Second ball. Now, obviously, they have to finish it. But, I mean, tactically, what he has to offer every single time is just crazy.
Simply put that way, one coach has better tactics than other coach, and today, unfortunately, it was Pep. In fact, City's tactics was so much better than Real Madrid, especially at first half, so much so that we were lucky that we were only 2-0 down.
Jamie, what stood out to you about Manchester City's performance tonight?
I mean, it's nothing I haven't seen before. It was the level of opposition they're doing it against. I mean, we've seen City for years under Pep Guardiola putting performances like that. But as I said before, they did that against Arsenal a few weeks ago, who were top of the Premier League at the time. They've just done it against the European champions. I mean, I've got to be honest, for a lot of this season, I think even speaking to Michah and speaking to the odd City fan, even if you saw it on social media, people felt City weren't quite the same. Something wasn't quite right. They let Arsenal get away from them a little bit. And something has just happened or clicked since the international break. The first game was here against Liverpool. I think the game finished 4-1. And from there, the football you've seen over the sort of last 6 to 8 weeks has just been mesmerising. It really has. But it was just funny getting to that stage, or maybe 2/3 of the season. We felt there was something wasn't quite right, wasn't clicking. Couldn't quite put your finger on it. People were talking about, myself included, was it playing with Haaland with a real centre-forward before they hadn't played with one for a couple of seasons, and trying to get to the bottom of why they didn't look the same. But since, as I said, that March international break, I don't think I've really seen football like this on a consistent basis. Certainly, when you're going for the biggest prizes, you'd expect a little bit of nerves to kick in, even for a team as successful as Man City, because they're going for a treble. Something this club hasn't done before, not won a Champions League before, but there's no sign of nerves. They're just swatting teams away so easy, and they just look levels above anyone playing the game right now.
How important?
So I have to admit that City is the best team and by far the best team in the world right now. There's no team better than City at this moment. Today we have to discuss a lot about our tactical decisions, a lot about formation, a lot of different things. Let's talk about this. First of all, let's talk about the starting lineup. I have said numerous times, I think zillion times so far, that when you have a big match like this, when you have a high press football, a team who is the best in pressing football, and they're playing at home, and you start Kroos and Modric together, you are undeniably doomed to fail. In our first half performance, we have seen that there was a big hole in our midfield. You cannot play modern football without a CDM. Now, you might argue you have won against Chelsea. Chelsea is not the same team, that the same pedigree of City. And the fact that in second half, when you had a CDM, you played better. That showed that without CDM, it's impossible to play. Okay, that's our first biggest mistake. Now, second, let's talk about the goals we conceded. Let's talk about the first goal that Bernardo Silva scored. You can see in the picture, Cruz is there and he can see that Bernardo Silva is there and there is no one else other than him to mark, and Cruz let it go. With so much experience like him, how come he do that? Now let's analyze our second goal. Okay, the goal was deflected by Militao and got to Bernardo Silva. I understand it. But if you look back behind him, Modric was there. And when Bernardo was there, Modric was the player nearby him. He's the one who should be marking Bernardo Silva. But he froze. Modric totally froze. I cannot show you the clip. If you show the clip, he literally froze. A player of that experience are doing this. When you have the two most experienced players are committing mistakes and you concede 2 goals, 2 early goals, there's no comeback. When Real Madrid conceded 2 goals so early, it was over. It was just a matter of time, Real Madrid will be smashed. In my prediction video, I had told you that whatever you do, you cannot commit individual mistakes. Because of our individual mistake, because of our lack of awareness, today we lost the match. And third goal, own goal by Militao. And fourth goal was a ball lost by Vinicius at midfield at a bad time. It was just a matter of time. Honestly, fourth goal is not a concern for me because it was over. So performance-wise, there's only one player who tried to play for Real Madrid. That's Courtois. If not for him today, it could be 6-0, 7-0 at first half. Every other player on the pitch, they forgot how to play football, simply. They did not want to be here, as if I have not seen Real Madrid so characterless in a long time. So the second mistake we did is we did not show up. Now third is tactical mistake. Why? We were sitting so deep at first half. We weren't even trying to press at all. We did not try to press at all. All we did is just sit back at first half. That's why we lost. In modern football, you cannot just sit back and wait for something magical will happen. That doesn't happen. And when we tried to play football after second half, it was too late because you're 2-0 down. Now you might argue we did come back 2 goals down last year, but that's history, right? That was history because that's not a frequent thing. That doesn't happen very often. Anyway, you can see how much angry I am, and I should be, right? As every Madridista should be angry. However, kudos to City. I would say they were the better side and they deserve to win today. We did not deserve to win. We did not deserve to go to the final. Also, I have to say this. Yes, it's really frustrating for us, for every Real Madrid fans all over the world. But you have to understand that it's part of our life. You cannot win every year Champions League. Champions League is the most difficult league to win. Hopefully, we have better plan for next year. Also, please let me know what's your thoughts about today's performance.